Okay, I'm gonna hit it in 3, 2, 1. Hello! Welcome to another wonderfully seasonal Sims build. Please excuse any audio quality things. Just moved. First video getting married in that setup. Probably at least a little echoey, if not other things. But yes, today I build an abandoned church because I thought that is something I need in my Sims. I also thought it would be quite fun, both from a like vampires sneaking around in the basement vibe, but also life and deaths coming up. Where better than to have a building ready for putting a graveyard beside, right? I do put a little graveyard in this one, but you know, obviously a more functional graveyard with the new pack. That's what I'm excited about. But yeah, I was kind of... Okay, honestly, I started with just Google image. I'm sure there's probably every single horror movie and TV show church in the back of my head influencing this a little bit. But consciously speaking, Google image church, abandoned church, saw way too many of like the stereotypical small, simple wooden building, American style church vibes. But I'm kind of going for more like a gothic, medieval, ancient stone looking building kind of vibes. I spend way too much time debating windows. There was a potential outcome for this where I was going to use the werewolf like window that I have selected there on the whole thing and make it look really like run down, broken windows. Well, complete lack of windows, broken windows. Didn't end up doing that. I used them in a few key locations, but for the most part there's actual, you know, normal glass having windows. As much as it is abandoned, I kind of wanted it to look somewhere in between abandoned but still kind of functional. Like it would just take a little bit of fixing upping to make it, you know, look shiny and new. But also to have a sort of element of, yes, it could be abandoned, but also maybe it's still getting used in secret, whether that be your lovely vampires or your totally not suspicious cult. You do you, okay? It's your game. But I do have facilities for vampires and a few skill build. Well, I say a few. They have the organ, okay? The pipe organ is there because of course it is. And otherwise, it is set up for if your Sims wanted to get married here. So with a little bit of customization, it can cater to whatever gameplay you need. But mostly it's about that's future graveyard. I'm really excited to revamp this. No vampire pun intended, but very much enjoyed. With a nice functional graveyard. I somewhat recently downloaded the Happy Haunts mod. I haven't actually played with it yet, but I'm like, do I play with it a bit now before that pack in case like it's broken by this? Or just I don't know if they'll have any feature that you could want the mod for in this. I don't know what way that'll play out. Or should I like not play it because I don't want to like end up really enjoying it and then have a feature that's not going to be in the pack but you can't use the mod anymore. Lots of overthinking. Don't mind me. But look, a rug, some pews. It's a simple enough layout. You know, you got a little entrance hall. I think you could definitely put in like the rustic sign from Seasons that I just thought looked a bit too rustic for my vision, or the like eco like the nap voting board. You know, it's one of those things to make it look more like current, in use, active, like here's a flyer about an event vibes. But I kept it nice and simple. It's chill, and then obviously it enters into the main little church area with the pews and the little potential wedding aisle, and there's room for the organ, and then there's 2 doors that go into a little officey side room and a bathroom, because we do care about your Sims needs. Then upstairs, empty now for its abandoned status. I did install the Happy Haunts mod somewhat recently, but I haven't played around with it much, so I'm kind of playing with it a little bit now in the run up to the pack. So I've included, not in this build, but in my gameplay, I've included some of the Gravekeeper items up there. So, you know, depending on what way you use this, could be good for some skill building items of relevancy. Or you could just have your vampires spread out. Their sleeping arrangements. You do you. And then there is a little staircase that goes up. There's a little bit of a storage room vibe going on. I tried to put some of the like spooky stuff pack, the little covered sofa and armchair for a little sort of abandoned, forgotten furniture vibe. And then it goes all the way up to the bell tower, which I kind of am surprised we don't have more. Granted, I did not check debug, but debug aside, we only have like the bell that came with the... Was it My Wedding Stories? I was a bit surprised. I thought we'd have something else, but can't have everything, I suppose. Now I am thinking I should really check debug. I bet there's something. But either way, it worked. There is a bell in a tower. That's all. That's all we need, okay? That's all I need. The rooms, doesn't matter. You need just a ridiculously oversized door and a bell. And that is all you require. But yeah, like I said, obviously side room. There's plenty of seats in here and some bookcases and a whole lot of candlelight. Again, also trying to make it sort of where it could be believable in a variety of time periods for your needs. Because as you know, like it's such a church for the people, by the people, abandoned by the people. I don't know, okay? I don't know. Listen, I have emerged from a box fort. I probably left a lot of my ideas, my words in there too. Because I wrote this pretty recently. Everything else this month has sort of been built varying degrees of somewhat recent, but a little bit ago to like a year or two ago, accidentally left in the backlog. But this is actually built in October 2024 for October 2024. I can't wait to find out more about. I know there's I'm recording this on like the 15th. There's the gameplay reveal trailers, whatever. Is it a live stream? I don't remember. Coming up soon. Part of me doesn't want to look at anything because I just want to be nicely surprised on release, but then there's the part of me that's too excited. I'm like, I need to look at things and see what's happening and prepare my little sim families. I'm very excited for graveyards. I want to do like whole family grave. I say this like I let my sims die often enough, but in the theory where I actually stick with anyone long enough to have A, legacy, and B, actually let them pass on, I would love to have little family graveyards and have them go visit their families and the funerals and the... Probably going to be a little bit of a moment for me, but I'm choosing not to ramble about that in the abandoned church graveyard build. Personal life gonna personal life. It's fine. Do you think we'll get more tombstones? Because I'm kind of excited, because as much as I like these ones, I spent way too long thinking which way to arrange them that it wouldn't look weird with like duplicate ones being too close to each other. And also, you know, there's such a variety of gravestone shapes. We should totally have more. And if a pack called Life and Death does not have a couple, well, what hope is there? What hope is there, I tell you? Yes, that little fountain is for all your symbolic church water needs, TM. Because I'm having too much fun with the vampires and the werewolf and the little bit of Realm of Magic pack items. Okay, so what if they're like my favorite stuff to use in most builds, okay? Sue me. If Lil Simsy can keep building pretty blue Suburbans, I can keep building with the same occult pack items half the time. I said that I do branch out. And then you get really interesting looking ice cream shops and things. And by really interesting, I mean that was a choice. But the important thing is I stepped out of my little aesthetically building comfort zone. So really it's the personal growth we had along the way. Oh, don't mind me. Down here is like one room is coffins, one room is urns. Whether that is the like crypt, deceased storage facilities, or whether that is just, you know, who needs an actual funeral directors? No. Just rock up to the church and go, hey, can I pick an urn? Can I pick a coffin? Or, you know, maybe the vampires are just, you know, hey, maybe it's one room is the urns that the vampires' families thought they were in, that the vampires then kept as a little symbol of their former lives, whilst the other room is, you know, obviously their sleeping arrangements. Either works, you know, you could have some fun with that story. I think I like that idea. Am I going to make like a cult of vampires and make them hang out here? Maybe. I have too many ideas. I've been having fun playing with I made them for the Reaper Rewards event. 3 sisters. One is a spellcaster, one is a vampire, one is a werewolf. And yeah, you can bet that the werewolf is the very popular sister. Feel a bit bad, but I'm kind of hoping the family bond thing can sort of overcome the whole vampire werewolf thing. And once she gets, you know, a bit more progress in being a werewolf, that maybe everyone else will start being a bigger fan of her, because she's a good bean, damn it. Also, Vlad kind of died in that save. So I think at the end, if this Grim event gets us some ambrosia that we can actually use freely and is not like stuck in some quest line, I think Vlad is gonna get that. I'll bring him back. Purely because I was like, no, you need to be alive, because I'm gonna have my sim have a kid with you, and then you're gonna have them in your will. But now that's a bit ruined because, you know, he already died. There's some random townie has like spawned into his house, and I'm like, no, you're not allowed to do this. I don't even know how much money Vlad normally has, but I don't know. Part of me wants to make him have to earn back all of his fortune. Part of me wants to like move him back into his house and like cheat him back to where he was. So we'll see how much I can be bothered. Look at all those gargoyles. I just love adding gargoyles to things. It's like whenever I went to Paris, pre-Notre Dame fire, the 2 things I was most excited for was the catacombs and the gargoyles on top of the Notre Dame Cathedral, which are so cool. They're very cool beans. I wonder if they all have names. You know what? I want a guided tour of the gargoyles. But yeah, my little creepy little church. I will say I added a window. If you're looking at it in the gallery, I added a window to the front. So it looks a little less odd. Like I added a round window in the top left. But it's okay. Everything else is fine and chill. I think that's it. I added that one or 2 windows to make it look a little less odd. You will see on the gallery. I don't think I made any last minute additions afterwards. Unless there was anything like if I forgot some wall paint or, you know, anything like silly like that. But anyway, thank you for listening to my wonderful ramble. I am scatterbrained at best, but especially this week. If you enjoyed this, feel free to check out my other videos. Next week I have a wonderful hangout spot that I'm very excited about. And I have some autumn builds planned for after October, but I'm trying to be more on the horror vibes. But until then, have fun. Do not get lost in abandoned church and by any eldritch horrors. And goodbye.